I look very goth right now because I haven't seen sunlight in like a year. I should probably go to a doctor and see what my vitamin D levels are. I probably need that like 50,000 cholecalciferol, like, or ergocalciferol. Like, I haven't seen sunlight in so long. And I was trying to match because I'm wearing Jinx Monsoon merch, and they're a swamp witch, so I was like, ooh, green. And now it's giving me this very like goth vibe. I like it. I like the goth vibe. Yes, girly pops. It's Finny. I'm back with another reaction video. Okay, so before we jump into Amby Pamby here, just a couple of things. I was gone for a little bit because I had some stuff to do in my real life, and that kind of takes precedence over Amber Reed. But I just wanted to quickly address like two things. One, Amber came onto her members only live stream and denied some of the allegations that Erica had made against her, some of them being about Amber's stepfather. And now I am not going to get into that because we know Amber's track record, but we also know Erica's track record, and both of them are liars. So, sorry, if you're a cheater, you're a liar. So that's that. Amber came on and she it confirmed a couple of things, but also vehemently denied the allegations towards her stepfather. Salty Crab did a whole breakdown of the video. I'll link it below. You can watch it. Thank God for her, because I'm not paying $10 to watch Amber point her camera at the ceiling 400 times and then text probably her new caretaker. The second thing is Beck did put out a video, the one that they were working on prior to the incident with their now ex-fiance. It's a video where they discuss some of the things that they had done in the past that were problematic, that were things like that were racially insensitive. So I'll link their video down below. You guys can watch it for yourself. Some of the things, like the racially insensitive now, I can't accept the apology that they gave because it's not something that affects me, because I am not Black, obviously. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's good or it's bad. You can draw your own conclusions as to how you feel about it. But like I said, there are some things that I can be like, oh, okay, I'm glad they addressed that. And there's other things that it's not my place to say whether or not it's acceptable. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, so we're getting into Amber's videos now. Yippee. So she has 2 videos since I last posted. So the first one is like 9 minutes long and the second one's like a half an hour long. So we're in for the long haul, y'all. Yippee. I'm so excited. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing. I am trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'm getting closer and closer each day, and I appreciate everything that y'all have done for me and coming to watch my videos. It means the world to me. Anyways, let's get into this first video. It is called I Need to Make Something Very Clear. Weigh in, episode 3. I've seen some things floating around about this video, and I don't know. All right, let's get into it, shall we?
Hello, welcome to a new weigh-in
Hi,
video.
Twinkie.
Number 3 to be exact. Today is April 8th on a Tuesday. So in the beginning of my weigh-in videos, I answer 5 questions that you guys have asked me on Instagram, so let's get into it. Did you come up with the food for thought questions that you ask yourself at the end of your What I Ate Today videos? Yes, I did. I really love doing stuff like that. Like, my dream still is to come out with a guided journal. I think that would be so freaking awesome. I love
a guided journal. Like, you can barely do guided journals yourself. How the fuck are you going to create one for other people to do? Okay.
to not only answer questions, but I love to ask them as well. Why don't you count the food that you
I actually do believe that. A lot of times people who are narcissistic will fish for information, and it's like information that they can use against other people. I'm not saying this is all narcissists. Like, I'm sure there are varying degrees, but this is sort of a common trait amongst people who have narcissistic personality disorder. Um, it's like they fish for information. They won't give you a ton of info about themselves. They might give you like a little bits and pieces or things that they think will make you sympathize with them or make themselves look better or make themselves look like a victim, but they won't give you like actual whole truths about stuff. But they will fish for information on you. And I think she does that a lot. She loves asking questions.
have out as ordering takeout, because this specific goal was about my relationship with ordering takeout food. It has honestly been a very, very, very bad habit that I.
But how is this different, right? If I am ordering takeout food, like I'm ordering Uber to my house, and I'm like, all right, I need to cut the takeout. I need to cut it down from 14 times a week or however many times she said, because I think she was ordering like twice a day. I need to cut down from 14 times a week to 3 times a week. Instead of making the additional meals, she's like substituting it with actually going out and just getting the food at the restaurant or going to bingo and getting the food. I don't understand how it's different. You should still be counting those calories towards your takeout. Like if you're going to have takeout, it should be overall 3 times a week. Well, you go to bingo 3 times a week, right? So there's your 3. She always moves goalposts. It's fine.
I have dealt with every day for years. I have relied on it for convenience, out of boredom, just because I wanted to. I was too lazy to cook. And these are all the things that I am trying to actively work on. And going to have a meal with my mom at bingo, or if we go out to eat, I would still, for my other meal, come home and order takeout. Like Uber has just been like one of my worst habits. Like truly one of my very worst habits. So this goal was for me to improve in that. Going out and having a meal at bingo or having a meal wherever with my mom, that's about like connection and spending time.
Which is fine, but it should count as your takeout because it's takeout. Because it's still you not cooking a meal at your house like you want. And now I understand that it's about going out with your mom and having, creating a connection with her, being social, and that's all good and well. But you're also getting like 2 meals at bingo every time you go out. You're getting, we saw it. Well, she said that quesadilla was like a snack, and it's like, that was a full quesadilla. That's a meal. And then she got another thing of like, what, chicken strips? Yeah, like chicken strips. So, how is this not 2 things for takeout? You don't have to do that. You can bring your own food. I'm sure they wouldn't care about that. Like, you could bring your own meals.
While Uber was definitely not about that. Uber was about convenience and the fact that I'm lazy and the fact that I'm addicted to ordering takeout from my app, having it delivered to my home. The problem I'm actively targeting is stopping that, or at least lessening it drastically. I'm not going to sit here and take away having a meal with my mom at bingo, because that's not the issue. That's not what's going to make me gain weight. That's not what's causing laziness.
It is.
And it's never out of.
It is going to make you gain weight because we saw what you're eating. And it's not good. But I mean, I guess if she keeps within the calorie limit, then we'll see some weight loss, but
boredom. I'm not trying to overhaul everything in my whole life and just wake up overnight and be like, I cannot even eat out. I cannot eat with my mom at bingo. Nope.
She does this all the time where she's like, I can't just like do this drastic change overnight. No one's really asking you to, but everyone's trying to keep you to the standard that you're setting for yourself. And now it's like, oh, nope, it's just the delivery app. Like I can't be using the delivery app. The other things don't count. I can go out 5 times a week and that doesn't count.
Not allowed. So my goal was to pick something that is like drastically making it to where I don't reach my goals at all. And that is what I'm targeting. Like mentally and emotionally, ordering takeout from my Uber Eats and having it delivered to me daily for years and years, sometimes twice a day, is very unhealthy. That is what it.
But it was Beck who made you spend $3,000 on takeout.
Is ultimately holding me back the most. Will you start a GoFundMe for us supporters to help you go to inpatient? Absolutely not. I would never in my life start a GoFundMe. There's like multiple reasons for that, but the biggest one is like, I don't want other people to use their money for something that I should be saving for.
Yeah, exactly. This, like, to be fair, if this is like someone else, I might be like, no, they should do something. But like, the fact of the matter is, Amber has had the finances and also was like approved for things like weight loss surgery. And she just refuses. She refuses. And she said before that she feels scared that if she loses weight or she gets better, that she'll lose viewers and subscribers because she won't be such a mess. And I truly don't think she would be transparent either with where the money was going.
For myself. If you want to donate to someone, donate to a cause or a person that actually genuinely needs that money. How do you feel about fat jokes? So I make a lot of fat jokes about myself. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but I do.
Yeah,
And that is something
you
I've
do.
always done. I've had a couple people in my life who didn't like it. They didn't like hearing me do it. They thought I was being rude to myself. I've had cancer, so if I want to make a uterine cancer joke, I'm allowed to do it because I suffered through it. Or if I want to make a foster care joke or just anything that is like something that happened to me or is me, I feel like I'm allowed to do that. But if I see like a skinny person make a fat joke, or if I hear someone who's never had cancer make a cancer joke, it's like, bro, you don't have the right to do that. So that I don't think is okay.
I mean, you also just talk negatively about other fat people. I guess that is fine because you're fat. Like when you judged the other girl when you were out eating, or when you talked about Beck's face, or when you talked about Destiny's size, or talked about the fanny pack not fitting. I guess that's all okay.
Why did you say no to having an ice cream cone with your mom if you allow yourself to eat those things anyway? Because I hadn't even ate that day, so I know if I had an ice cream cone as my first meal, then that was gonna spiral my whole day. It's about the headspace that I go into eating a certain thing. Like, yes, I will allow myself to have an ice cream cone, but definitely not as my first meal. Twinkie keeps moving. I'm sure you guys have noticed. Like, she has
Yeah, she's much more interesting than you. I keep watching her.
gone from behind me to this side to this side to everywhere, so don't mind that. Sorry. This is her world. I simply just live in it, okay? All right, so let's talk about the 4 goals that I had this week. So the first one was only order takeout 3 times a week, drink 2 water bottles a day, log all of my calories on Noom, even if I go over, and do intermittent fasting where I am only allowed to eat in an 8-hour window and I don't get to eat for 16 hours. So as for ordering takeout 3 times a week, I ordered sushi on Thursday and I also ordered sushi on Sunday, and that is the only 2 times that I ordered takeout. So it was 2 times this week.
And I also went to bingo and had a bunch of takeout there. So congrats to me. I did it. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, she pats herself on the shelf so many times. And it's for what? For what?
What? So I was successful in my goal. Drink 2 water bottles. Yes, I did it. I did it every single day, and it's literally becoming such a habit for me. I do not allow myself to drink anything until I have drank those 2 water bottles. And now it's just like literally a habit. I don't even
Honestly, I'm not going to give her shit for that. That's good. I'm glad she's keeping up with that because if she truly does have a kidney stone and a big one at that, this will help either. It'll either help her pass it, which will be that'll be, as Amberlynn likes to say, excruciating. It sucks, but drinking water, and I don't mean like some people like flood their bodies with water, and you really don't need to do that. I know that people believe in like detoxing and whatever, but detoxing, you have a liver and kidneys for that entire purpose. Like your liver is meant to filter. So detoxing is not a real thing. Also, like she eats so much sodium. I just don't know how she hasn't like chugged gallons of water because her blood cells must be like like just shrunk up.
I don't think I needed to be a goal anymore. As for logging all my calories on Noom, no matter what, did I do that? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And one of those days, oh god, I hated it. And what I hated even more was stepping on the scale the next day. It was not pretty, I'll tell you that. And did I do intermittent fasting? No, I didn't. Day 1, I realized I am forcing myself to eat when I'm not hungry, but then I'm not allowed to eat when I am. I can't do that. Like, so that's the only.
I told you, IF does not work for Amber. I get it. It's fine. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone. I'm certainly one of those people who cannot be on IF. No. So Amber just dropped that goal.
Goal I was unsuccessful on. I am not going to force myself to eat when I'm not hungry. I just am not going to. So I didn't do IF, and I never will. All right, so now let's talk about how my
but
week
you
went.
will
It
again
actually
at
went
some
pretty
point.
freaking good, especially the beginning. But I'm realizing that the weekends are a lot harder for me. So I stayed below my calories 6 days out of the 7 days that I was supposed to. I genuinely don't know what happened, but Sunday I ate so much. I genuinely just like could not get satisfied. I could not get full. And even though I overate drastically, I still logged every single calorie.
So drink
and when I stepped
water.
on the scale the next day, I was up 5 pounds.
No. We're not. Oh, no, ma'am. No. This isn't like an overnight thing. All right. You could take a 5-pound crap and you would be the same weight. So that to me tells me you're not being honest about what you're eating.
Fully aware it's not real weight. It's a lot of water weight.
She blames everything on water weight. Okay, so you're 350 pounds of water weight. It's just all fake imaginary weight. Amber, it's still real weight. It's still real, tangible weight that is on your body. Sorry, it just annoys me.
It's a lot of sodium. It's a lot of fluid. I'm fully aware of that, just in the same way of like, I was losing like 2 pounds a day almost in the beginning of this week, or this last week that just happened. And that's also a lot of water weight. Like, that's just what happens. Like, your body crazy fluctuates when you...
2 pounds, yes. Maybe. Like, if you're losing... But the thing is, too, 2 pounds a day... She should still be losing more, but 2 pounds a day at the end of the week is 14 pounds. But you gained 5?
Start a diet, or when you overeat, like, it's just what your body does. So it was a lot of like hectacana on the scale. Like, it was so good.
That's not hectacana. It's called you need to have some sort of accountability for your own life.
And then that one day of overeating as drastically as I did, and all that like sodium and water weight that I gained, I was not happy with myself. So something I noticed about Noom, since they want you to weigh yourself daily, like
Bad.
if you lose a good amount of weight, like it literally changes the calories every single day. So I noticed every pound I would lose, it would like lower my calories by like 5 or 10, which I kind of like that. Anyways, let's get into my weigh-in. So last week I was 523.8, and today I was, dun-ta-da, oh my God, do we have an earthquake? 518.0, and that's amazing, but I'm just over here.
So she said that she lost 2 pounds every day for the week except the one day where she gained 5. So that's 12. She lost 12 pounds, so she should be 509. And then she did not gain 5 pounds in water weight. She gained 9. She gained 9 pounds back. She's not being honest with the amount she's eating. Unless she ate 10,000 calories that one day. She's not being honest.
You're thinking, how much more amazing would it have been if I wouldn't have overate that one day? So that means I'm down 5.8 pounds this week, pretty much 6, not gonna lie. I'm very proud of that because I'm not doing anything super drastic. It is hard though, like counting every single calorie that goes into my mouth. Like, it's annoying, I hate it, it's frustrating, but it's like, to stay within that calorie limit, I definitely need to continue doing that. So Noom does give me like 2,600 calories or 3,400 calories. I always stayed below 2,600. So
clearly not, because if you did, you would have been like shedding weight off, because when you are as heavy as Amber is, if you make a drastic change to your diet, even one like this where it still seems like a high calorie amount, you would be losing weight.
I want to make that very clear. Besides the one day I overate, I literally had 4,000 calories. Yes, I did. So it was a really good weigh-in. I know it's a lot of water weight. I know I just need to stay on track.
That's
and
like,
I know.
But the thing is too, that's like, it's like 600 calories over the max amount that she's supposed to eat. But even so, it's only 600 calories. It's like an extra meal. So what's the truth here?
I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm probably gonna have another day where I fuck up this week. This is genuinely not about perfection. And I just realized I forgot to say goals for this coming week. I totally skipped that part, didn't I? So my goals for this week is order takeout 3 times a week, just 3 times. And when I say order takeout, I mean from my Uber to deliver to my home, because that is where I have an issue.
Dumb.
The weekends are hard for me because I don't have structure. I have started this whole YouTube routine thing where it's very hyper focused throughout the week because I want that normal schedule. I want like a routine. And on the weekends, everything is more up in the air. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know this and that. I don't have like anything planned. But that kind of goes into my next goal. I really want to have a successful weekend, what I consider successful, more successful than that Sunday that I just had. I feel like this weigh-in video was literally all over the place. I'm sorry about that. My brain is kind of all over the place today, but I do hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
You know, you ever get that sense, like in the pit of your stomach, that someone is just not being truthful with you? That's what I get with her with this, because her weigh-in just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. She would have been losing much more if she hadn't, like, and for her to blame one day on that is ridiculous. It's not even true. Like, next video, yippee. This one's from yesterday, and it's called "My Whole Relationship Was a Lie, and I Regret Ever Being in It." Let's talk episode 3. Great. I'm just going to start off by saying that Erica was never a relationship for you. No. Like, and also, if I was her, I wouldn't qualify it as a relationship, I would be like, no, we're going to forget that ever happened. Honestly, it's embarrassing for you and Erica. Well, Brittany too, but like, as far as a relationship goes, it's embarrassing for the both of you because Erica was married and you knew about it. So I don't know why you're acting all high and mighty about it. You should, the minute you found out that she was married, you should have left. You should have just been like, absolutely not, bye. But no, you were on here bragging about everything, bragging. See, hey, babe, I know you're watching me. Hey, babe, look at the thing you got me. I got it in the mail. Like, you had no problems flaunting that. So, Brittany being upset about that portion, I understand. But she should be mad at both of them. And herself, because she fucked up big time too. The three of them. Messy, messy, messy.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another Let's Talk video, which I absolutely love these. I think out of my new schedule, Let's Talk is my most favorite that I do, and then weekly vlog is my second favorite. Not me playing choosy right now. But anyways,
It's not funny. You being like, I'm playing choosy right now. You tortured people with choosy. It's so weird. It's such a like controlling thing for her to do. Ugh.
literally get right into it. First things first is sweet and sour.
Great. Wonderful.
So that means I'm using a random comment generator for last week's episode, and I'm just going to choose some random comments. Let's get into it. Cat Scratch said, who the F is responsible for teaching Pookie the word ad nauseum? I just want to talk.
No, for real. Like, and then she was like, it means that I did something so much that I became nauseous. Well, no. All it means is that you've repeated something over and over and over to the point that you're like, I'm done. I don't know how many more times I can say this. Kind of like how many times I can be like, Amber, you can't gain weight when you're eating 2,300 calories after eating a 10,000 calorie a day diet. I've told you ad nauseum on here.
I've known that word for literally ever.
No, you haven't.
Habits of saying the same words over and over. It's like an earworm. I don't know. It's really annoying. I get it. It even annoys me.
You are annoying.
Amber Marie 8169 said, that shirt is repulsive on you, by the way. Dress your size and age, dude. First of all, I think I looked super cute.
Shit.
I love the outfit, love the shirt. I love the way it looks on me, and that is literally all that matters. Even Twinkie agrees.
Yeah, that there are some things that Amber wears that I'm like, all right, yeah, sure. And like makeup too, sometimes I'm like, that's cute. I don't know which outfit they're talking about. If it's the one with like the lace and the pink dress over it, she just dresses so young. And of course, I'm not out here being like the fashion expert. I'm not a fashion expert by any means. Hannah Marin, don't come for me. I just think her choices sometimes are very questionable. And I don't know if she's trying to fish for someone younger or whatnot. I don't mean like illegally young. I mean like much younger than her because she has a track record of that.
Liliana7797 said, that second voice message sounds suspiciously like Alexis, LMAO. Nope, wasn't Alexis. And I've also heard around the grapevine that I'm using AI for the voice messages. Literally no. I have received hundreds of voice messages on Instagram. I don't need AI, honey. And I also don't.
But they're all nice? You choose them at random and they're all nice? I don't fucking think so, dog. I do not think so for a second. And I think I said that too, that there was one that sounded like it was scripted. Yeah, I know. I don't need AI, honey. Okay. Golly, look at that mug.
Don't need Alexis. Super Musical Passion 1 said, the thing about hobbies is that most people who have a ton of them have phases where they aren't interested in any of them. Literally me. That is exactly
Yeah. Okay.
how I am. Like, I will be obsessed with a hobby, spend so much money on it, fixated on it. That's all I want to do. It's all I think about. And then one day I wake up and I don't touch it again for like a year. Juju.
Me with my ADHD. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get into this and get super into something. And then, like, I know how to embroider, but I just, on a whim, I wanted to do embroidery. So I did it. And then I haven't touched it because I hurt my wrist. And then I was like, I'm going to move on to something else. Oops.
Jupiter said, your sentence is poorly constructed.
Yes.
You don't have to tell me twice.
They
I
often
write
are.
better than I speak out loud.
No, you don't. We've heard your poetry, Amber. We've seen it. I think the fuck not. We saw the Tumblr blog that you left for Crystal.
And I think it's because of nervousness. Addie QK7114 said, K Lady Son is taking me out. It's Kayla Dyson. Genuinely, when I was filming the video, I didn't pick up on it. When I went back and edited, I was like, girl, that says Kayla Dyson. Like, what are you doing? But I just kept it in because it was kind of funny.
Lady Son.
But yeah, anyways, now let's move on to Sippin' Community. So I post a community tab every single Monday for you guys to leave questions, concerns, whatever it may be, and I'm gonna go there and answer those. Erica is not your ex. Her wife has every reason to be upset with you. Pull
Yes.
your head out of your shelf. First of all, no.
Oh. Pull your head out of your shelf. Golly. Damn. Some of y'all are brutal in the comments, and I get people mad at me. Damn. First of all, yes, Amber, you were not that's not a relationship. If you're the other person in a relationship, sorry, it's not really one. Truly, I mean it. And Brittany absolutely has a right to be pissed off at both of you in this regard. Not for like anything that it has to do with like trolling or whatever, but in this regards, oh, absolutely she does. Because once you found out, like if Amber had found out about Erica and Brittany still being married and then broke it off, then Brittany being upset at Amber would be wrong. Because then Amber would be like, well, I didn't know. I didn't realize it. But Amber knew and was trying so hard to get Brittany away from Erica. She tried so hard and it was ridiculous. Like and the thing is, she kept trying over and over and over again ad nauseum to get Erica away from Brittany. Because she really thought that was going to work. That she was so irresistible that Erica couldn't stand being away from her and would leave her wife. And it just didn't happen.
Erica is my ex. We spoke for almost a year, and I was under the impression that every single thing that she told me.
You never fucking met. You never met. Like, you spoke online for a year. And for someone who has the capability and the monetary ability to travel, you didn't go see her? Mama Lynn didn't bring you to see her? Why not? Because you knew. Because you knew that she was still with her wife. So, I'm not, like, this is not a relationship. It's not a relationship at all, whatsoever. This was Erica messing around. Erica and Brittany decided to be dipshits and troll Amberlynn, even though that's a bad idea. And they were pretending that Erica had feelings. And then Erica caught actual feelings. And Amber was like, ooh, I can steal Erica away from her wife. And then when Erica was like, no, never mind, this is a bad idea. And Brittany got upset about it and said, cut it out or else I'm cutting you off. Then Erica stopped. But you kept going. And you kept trying. Yeah. That's what happened.
Me was the truth. What she told me is that she was in a marriage that was only for financial reasons and that.
Who believes that? I'm sorry. Who fucking believes that? If I hear that, I'm going to be like, oh, you're a scammer. Okay, cool. See you later. Next in line, because Amber has a line of women. But Amber was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're in a financial marriage. I'm sorry. If you're dumb enough to believe that, that's on you.
They were technically single. And that lie is just in the middle of a spider web of lies that Erica told me. I was under the impression that I was in a long distance relationship with someone who was actually loyal and faithful to me. But it turns out that not only were they lying to me, but Erica and her wife originally messaged me to be trolls. It was in a deceiving way. When Erica's wife finally said, I don't want you talking to her anymore, Erica still kept talking to me.
And when Erica's wife said, I don't want you talking to her anymore, and you continued to talk to Erica, knowing that Brittany said, I don't want you talking to this woman anymore. What does that make you, Amber? Honestly, like, what does that make you? What do you think it makes you?
Not only did she keep talking to me, but she fell in love with me. She created a future with me, and we became partners. It was a relationship.
The fact that she's like tripling, quadrupling down on this is insane. Insane. Amber, you were the other woman. You were a side chick. Get that through your head. And the fact of the matter is, you were a voluntary side chick. You were completely on board with it. You had no issues. In fact, you tried. Like I said, you tried over and over again to have Erica continue the relationship with you, even afterwards. And you knew that she was married and that she was in a committed marriage and not just a financial marriage. What the fuck is that anyway? Ugh. I'm definitely getting sick. Uh-oh.
Based off of mental intimacy and sexual intimacy that we shared in a long distance way. So I'm saying text messages, videos, photos, phone calls, video calls. So since I have filmed this video, I have seen that a video that I sent Erica, a sexual and explicit video that only she has ever seen, is now being floated around the internet. That is revenge porn. It makes me realize that the cookie crumble.
I'm going to be clear on this statement. If this is true and there is a private video that Amber sent Erica that is sexual in nature, that is being sent around on the internet, she is 100% right. That is revenge porn, and she has every right to be upset about that. It is horrendous, and no one should have to deal with that, even Amberlynn.
Crumble cookie situation was also them. They are the ones who leaked it, and they gaslit me into believing it wasn't true. So yeah, this current revenge corn happened because I called Brittany out because she always posts me on her Instagram, and I do not understand why. I get it, you're hurt. Move on from me. Stop watching my content and stop watching content about me.
Well, Brittany has every right to be mad at you for what you did after she made it explicitly clear that they were still together in a marriage and that it wasn't some fake marriage. Don't take this as me defending Brittany or Erica, and don't take this as me defending if they actually leaked a sexual image of Amberlynn, because the cookie crumble video, that was no, there's something weird going on with that whole thing. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Amber leaked it herself. And she was even teasing about how it really wasn't that explicit and that she would have just released it herself and was like, should I? I'll just release it. I'll put it out on the internet. I'll make an OnlyFans and do it. So that is different. This, if there actually is one going around, that's not okay. So none of these people really are any sort of like innocent party. They all fucked around and found out. But I just want to make my stance clear that any sort of revenge posting of sexual imagery is not okay. And it is a crime.
Because it's getting obsessed. But honestly, I want anyone listening to this, do not break the law just to get back at someone, because I'm telling you, karma will find you and the law will find you as well. Because, doing it the first time with Cookie Crumble, I was like, you know what, fuck it. But doing it again, you are now inciting fear, inciting harassment, and you are doing this out of malice. Be careful.
The Cookie Crumble video would have been very difficult to prove that it was revenge porn, because there was no image that had her nude or any sort of explicit content. It was sort of promiscuous, but it would still be very difficult to prove that that was what it was. If there is an actual sexual video that has nudity or sexual acts, yeah, that's illegal. You cannot post that. No matter how mad you are at someone, you can't post something like that.
I feel used. I feel lied to. I feel deceived. I feel betrayed. Erica's wife has every reason to be upset with Erica for what Erica
And
did after
you.
the trolling stopped, which was falling in love with Amberlynn Reed and creating a relationship with her. I also
And you. Because after the trolling stopped and everything, and like you knew they were married. You knew from the jump, even if it's financial marriage, she's married. And, you know, I'll throw her a bone. I'll play devil's advocate here. Let's say that she was duped into believing that Erica was single, that somehow Erica made it seem like, oh, I'm living on my own, I'm not really connected, we're only doing this for tax benefits or whatever. After they stopped, and after this became public knowledge that it was like, or after it became knowledge to you that they were still in a relationship, a marriage, you should have stopped. So when you didn't stop, that's when Brittany has every right to be mad at you. She should absolutely be mad at Erica. Yes, 100%. But you have fault in this as well. You acting like you're an innocent victim is not truthful.
have every reason to be pissed off that someone who was my long distance girlfriend lied to me, cheated on me, betrayed me.
How the fuck can you say that you were cheated on? No, Miss Ma'am. She didn't cheat on you. You were the other woman. She was cheating on her wife with you. You were not the one being cheated. No. Their relationship was prior to you coming in. That's not cheating. When you are the other person in a relationship actively, I don't mean someone who doesn't know, because that's horrendous. And I think that would be indefensible in every situation. But you found out that you were the other woman and you continued. You were not cheated on. To say that is a fallacy. You were not cheated on. You were the one being cheated with.
Gave me false hope, gave me a whole false narrative for almost a year. Why are you calling Erica your ex when y'all never even met in person? And she and her wife admitted that the whole reason Erica talked to you was to troll you. So first of all, the reason why I call Erica my ex-girlfriend, because we were in a relationship. Long distance or not,
the fact that she's like so smug about this and she's acting like she's in the right. Amber, the three of you are idiots. I'm just gonna say it. The three of you are stupid as hell. Brittany for allowing this, Erica for cheating on her wife, and you for being the other woman and knowingly being the other woman. The three of you. Dumb, and dumb.
Both count. It's 2025. A lot of people have long distance relationships. And yes, Erica and her wife admitted that they originally messaged me as a troll. It was 1 full month of Erica trolling me. Brittany finally said, stop talking to her. Erica kept talking to me.
So how the fuck do you know that? How do you have this information? Because Erica said it? Because Erica said my wife wants me to stop talking to you? How about the fact that Brittany literally had to contact you and be like, stop talking to my wife? Stop talking to her. And you still tried to argue. And you still tried to contact Erica. So you're telling me that 1 month out of 12, because you said you were together for a year, right? 1 month. That means 11 other months. A majority of that time where you were together, you knew. And let's just say that you didn't know for that time. Let's just pretend at some point Brittany contacted you. And at some point Erica said she had to stop talking to you. But you still went on. You still tried. And you found out that she was married. And not just for financial reasons. That's such a bullshit excuse, and I don't believe it. I think that because you have, again, in your past, you have a record of trying to get with married people. I don't know, Amber. I think that you were enticed by the idea that you could break up a marriage and take someone's partner away from them. I think you really were, because that would feed into your ego. Look at me, Amberlynn Reed. I'm able to steal someone's wife away from them. but it didn't work. So now you're like, oh no, I was a victim in this.
For another 10 months without her wife's knowledge. I had no idea of any of this. Imagine being in a long distance relationship and later finding out that everything was not only started on a foundation of a lie, but then it continued to be a lie, not only to me, but to Erica's wife. Why did Beck clean the cloths and not you? Beck didn't clean any cloths, I could tell you that. Why is there
Bullshit. Bullshit. Are you kidding me? Because you were so mobile and able to. So what, they just threw them out like you did? And you just kept buying more and more? All right. Sure, I believe that.
a toilet brush in your shower? There isn't. Can you talk about
There's a toilet brush in your shower? I didn't even see that. I'll have to go back and look.
the recent pic circulating of you sitting on 2 chairs at bingo? That's obviously not real because that's not true. I use 1 chair and 1 chair.
I don't think she's actually sitting on 2 chairs. I think she's sitting uncomfortably on 1 chair because I think she may need to. But she, from that angle, I know that it kind of looks like that, but I do believe she is on 1 chair.
Only. Could you please clarify your relationship with Yo Mama? I have received confirmation that his wife discovered inappropriate conversations between the 2 of you and asked him to stop.
Oh, shit. For those of you who don't know who Yo Mama is a super controversial reaction channel, and he always defends Amber and Chantal, and he's always in their he's a member of their channels. He sends super chats to them. He also recently got in trouble because he laughed at animal abuse, and it was very, very disturbing, to say the least. What an interesting thing. I did not hear about this.
Talking to you. A lot of people thumbs this up and it makes me very uncomfortable. Me and Yo Mama have never spoken privately, not ever. The only communications that have ever happened has been him speaking to me publicly, like through a live stream, or me mentioning him like in a YouTube video. And I'm a lesbian. He is a man. So
Sis, don't act like that. Hey, I'm not questioning your identity. What I'm saying is you seek male validation all the time. Every time you talk about a compliment, it's like, this man came up to me and asked me for my number. This man told me I was beautiful. This man did this. This man did that. You also decided to have a sexual conversation with someone who is male on the phone. So this is not that wild of an idea. It's not really a reach. I don't know if it's true or not, but that, for you to act like, I'm a lesbian, I've never talked to a man before, I don't even know what a man is, what is men, it's like, girl, come on.
So think about that for a minute. Is it difficult logging into 100 different accounts to give yourself all the positive comments? That is so embarrassing. Like,
no, she definitely has like a million sock accounts, because there are accounts that comment on either live streams or on other reaction channels videos, and they reek of Amberlynn isms. So yeah.
It's genuinely embarrassing that people actually think that just because I get a positive comment that it's from me. I have a lot of supporters out there. They're just very, very scared of.
But here's the thing, there's strength in numbers. You have a lot of supporters. Well, if you have a ton of them, they should come out and speak on it, because then the other supporters will come out and speak on it. And I'm not going to go after someone who's like, oh, Amber, you look pretty today. Like, that's stupid. I think that's dumb. I think if you are actively being like, oh, Amber, I believe everything you say, then you deserve some scrutiny. But she always says, I have so much support. I have so many supporters, you guys. You just never see them. They're always in the DMs. They can't support me out loud because they'll get hate for it. Okay.
Of publicly supporting me, because when they do, they either get bashed or they get called, hi Amber, I know it's you. Like, I have never left myself a positive comment. Did you know that line?
Did we just forget about like Damian White? Did we forget that you tried to mask yourself as a gay black man? I guess we did.
lying for other people is still considered lying? Yes, and you would do it too if you were protecting the person that you love.
No. Depends on what it is. If it's a little white lie being like, oh yeah, they're sick today, even though they're not sick, that's one thing. But to do this and then try and use it as humiliation, shut up.
Why don't you show us randomly picking so we know you're not completely lying and cherry picking nice voice notes? Any voice memo that I have done and that I have heard have been nice. And it's actually genuinely surprised me probably.
No, yeah, it is surprising because the comments are all kind of like, ooh, there's no way that for the past 2 episodes of this that they've all been super nice.
As much as it has surprised you guys. I don't get much hate in my DMs, but sometimes I do. So I was expecting to get a lot of like hateful voice memos because I'm giving you guys the chance to just like tell me whatever. Tell me any concerns, ask me any questions, and it's all been genuinely really.
No, because she has to monitor them like a little bit, because if she didn't, she would definitely get something that was like real nasty about her, I'm sure, because Instagram is really harsh. Like it is, yeah. It's like Twitter is the wastelands and Instagram is like the cesspool in the wastelands. They're like pretty harsh there.
Nice. So it makes me realize like I do have a lot of supporters, and the people who leave these comments, they're just trying to get, you know, the trendy comment, like who can get the most likes, who can say the most meanest shit. Like I see through it all. Really, how are you not more embarrassed about destroying a marriage?
Yeah,
I feel bad about the situation because when I found out that Erica was married, which was like I want to say 8 months into us speaking, I should have just called it quits.
And you didn't. So here's her saying that she found out in an 11-month relationship that 8 months in, she found out, and she stayed for an additional 3 months, thus meaning that you are culpable for everything that happened after that. You should be humiliated that you were the other woman, and proudly the other woman. Very, very proudly, very vocally on your YouTube, you were the other woman. I don't want to hear this poor me. I'm a victim. I should be, everyone should feel sorry for me because I'm a victim. Like, not them. They're like, me. Amber's favorite note, me. Yeah, no. Amber, there is no excuse. Once you find out that someone is doing this, bye, see ya. You have no morals, that's why. Your moral compass is out of whack.
I regret that wholeheartedly. I regret the whole relationship, period. But I'm not the one that broke up their marriage. It was Erica.
No, ma'am. You are partially responsible. You are partially responsible. Once you find out that you are now an active participant in someone's cheating behaviors, oh, no. And you stayed for 3 more months, not a week, not a day, 3 months. That's disgusting. You're disgusting.
How can you say your meal with 9 or 10 potatoes was only 450 calories? Just the potatoes alone were 1,000 or more. So the potatoes that I use actually come in like this pre-packaged thing where on the back of it is a label of how much is a serving. And since they're small potatoes, you get a lot of small potatoes for a serving. Potatoes are very low in calories. They're high in carbs, but they're very low in calories. So I look at the serving, I measure it out. If I want 1 serving, 1.5 servings,
No.
2 servings, it's all pretty standard. Like all I have to do is measure it out and bam, that's the calories. All right, you guys, now we're on.
No, sorry. That person clocked you because, first of all, anyone looked at that plate and knew it was more than like 450 calories or whatever the fuck she said. Second of all, she gained weight. Like, I mean, okay, she lost 5 pounds, right? But in total, she supposedly lost 14 and then gained 9 of it back. So what is going on? What's going on? Because either you're counting calories wrong or you're eating a hell of a lot more than we see.
Onto the interview.
Ew, no.
This is where on Instagram you guys send me voice memos, and I'm so excited. This part is so fun for me because you guys get to interview me. So
Because
if you want to
everything's
do
so
that, you
nice.
can send me a voice memo on Instagram. But if you don't have that option, all you have to do is send me a microphone emoji so I can accept your message request. And I'm gonna send you a little smiley face emoji back, and that means you can then send me a voice memo. Do keep in mind that no matter when you send the voice memo, you still have a chance to be chosen because I choose old ones, I choose new ones. Doesn't even matter. You always have a chance. Let's get into it.
Out of like all the hectic moments and situation type deals that you've been through, which situation or issue do you wish you would like handled better? Because a lot of the times I notice that you tend to address situations really quickly, and so your emotions could be heightened.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if there's like any situation that you wish you addressed differently and giving yourself more time to really consider what you're going to say and think through.
All of them, because she literally forced Beck every single time that Beck tried to walk away from an argument and kind of cool down. I think same with Destiny. Anytime her partners tried to walk away, cool down, kind of have a moment to think, she would barge in and demand that they spoke about what was going on right that second. It's just something she does because she needs to be in control of the situation. She can't have them going off and thinking too much, or else they might leave her.
I'm going to say every situation I've ever been here on YouTube because you're right. My emotions get super heightened and I react in a way that I normally wouldn't. I feel like even in this video, it has happened.
Hi Amber, here's one that isn't serious, but I just want to know, what ASMR do you watch? Like, do you have any favorite channels or like types of videos that you like?
She better not say the ones I like.
I do. And since we're here on my YouTube, I am going to find it for you. I'm gonna go to my liked videos here. So it's Real Person ASMR by August. I love her perfectionist, like finishing touches of like hair. So good. Like especially some of her newer ones with the girl with the red hair. You guys need to watch that. Like it calms me. I watch it before I go to sleep. Chef's kiss.
Hi Amber, we love you so much. We've been watching your videos for so many years, and we want to know that body image can be such a sensitive topic for like lots of people. So how do you navigate maintaining a healthy and emotional approach while sharing your story online? Thank you so much for answering our question. Bye.
Aw, I love your guys' accents. I genuinely don't know how I do it. And I know that's such an annoying
Wow. You're such an inspiration. How do you do it?
answer, but like so many people ask like, how do you do this? How do you have the confidence? Like, how do you handle the hate? Like, I don't know. I genuinely do.
Because she loves herself more than she cares about the hate. Because no matter what happens, she's going to make herself look like a victim. So in her mind, she is always, always, always a victim to everything. She is the perfect victim. And she is never out of that status. Like when in therapy, in trauma therapy, I've learned about how there are sort of like 3 states for you to be in. And this is not like to say one state is better than the other. Well, it's not to say that being in one state is a bad thing. It just is where you're at in your journey. So there's the victim, there's the survivor, and there's thriver. So there's like the 3 states to be in. And a lot of times people are in a victim state because they're actively thinking about what they've been through. It's a kind of an issue. It's something that they're struggling with constantly. Then there's survivor, where it's like it's still something that's going on in the back of your head, but you're learning coping mechanisms and you're utilizing them much better, and you're kind of able to see the light. You're like, okay, I'm starting to get into being me again and not feeling like what happened to me is a constant in my mind. And then there's thriver, where it's like the situation happened to me, but I'm no longer letting it control my psyche. I'm no longer letting it control my life. Yes, this happened. Yes, I'm aware of it, but I have coping mechanisms, and it's no longer a major portion of who I am. It is just something that happened rather than something I am currently trying to work through. Amber never gets out of that victim status. She is always, always, always thinking about everything that happened to her, whether it was deserved or not. And she has no true coping mechanism to get out of that state. So she is perpetually thinking, I am a victim. I am the one who's been wronged. I am constantly the one who is being belittled and bullied and put down. And while some of that may be true, it's not And the thing is too, like, she thinks that it's always happening to her, that she never has a part in what goes on. So part of getting past that victim status is acknowledging that perhaps ways that you were coping with things was not the best, and realizing that sometimes with not the like traumatic thing that happened, but externally other situations, perhaps because of what you were dealing with at the time, you were not receptive to other things going on, or perhaps you played a role in other issues because you were still trying to come to terms with what went on. But she will never accept the fact that she has any responsibility. I mean, look at what she said about the Erica and Brittany situation, that she's not responsible for any of it. She's not responsible for breaking up a marriage, even though 3 months after she was told to stop talking to Erica, she continued talking to Erica and continued their relationship, even though she knew that Erica was in a committed relationship with Brittany. So she's never going to get out of that. Ever, ever, ever. She's always the victim. So for her to come on here and be like, I just don't know how I deal with it. Her dealing with it is her pretending that she is an innocent party no matter what. That's the way she's dealing with it.
Do not know. And I hate that that's my answer because I want to give something more in depth. A part of me blames it on my childhood, like, because I went through so much, so I had to be strong at such an early age. Because it's like, if I didn't go through all that crap that made me have strength, I don't know if I'd be able to handle all this.
I don't think Amber is strong at all. I think she's incredibly weak. She is an incredibly weak person. Now, I've been through a lot. And in fact, I've been through so much that sometimes when I discuss it with people, they're kind of like, how the fuck? What? How is that? How did you not realize that wasn't normal? I'm like, I don't know. A lot of times people are like, you went through that? That happened? It's like, yep. I know. Sometimes things are stranger than fiction, but I had to learn and grow from it. And one of the things learning and growing includes is being like, I could have handled certain things better than I did. It's also learning, it's like learning a balance between being able to stand up for yourself and not letting other things occur, but also recognizing that you did what you had to do to survive in the time. Granted, I don't think her childhood was the best. I think she had a traumatic childhood, and that really does affect the way people grow. But I know plenty of people who had traumatic childhoods who are not like this and aren't actively harming other people. So that's sort of my take on it. I just don't think she's a strong person. I think she's incredibly weak and an embarrassment to herself all the time.
This other stuff.
What's something that you're working on internally that your audience might not know?
Oh, something I'm working on internally that my audience doesn't know. There's a lot, but like, which one am I willing to share is the question. So I'm not going to say what kind of relationship it is, but there is a relationship in my life that I'm currently going through where
Oh God, are we having a new season already?
I feel like there's a lot of resentment because like I've known them for years and years and years and years and years, and I'm trying to like navigate that.
Hi, Amber.
Now I want to know who it is, because like who does she have in her life besides like her mother that she's known for years and years and years? Unless it's her Aunt Tammy. In that case, Aunt Tammy has every right to resent you.
Mike from Washington, D.C. here. I've been a long-time viewer going back many years, even since the Crystal era. I do have one question. If someone were to watch your entire YouTube history in the form of a documentary, all your ups and downs and successes and failures, how do you think they'd walk away feeling about you? And do you...
I'll tell you, because I came in a little bit late into the Amberverse, and I watched stuff on her, and I was pretty mortified at who she was as a person, because she just lied so much and about such stupid shit. And seeing the way she treated her partners and the fact that she took advantage of Crystal's parents for so long, I walked away and I was like, this person is not a good person. I do not like her at all.
Do you agree with that version of yourself?
Wow. That question like gave me the goosebumps. That's a good question. I think that they would feel frustrated with me because if I'm gonna act like I'm not myself, if I look from an outsider perspective, I would be like, girl, just get it together. Like, you have the tools, you are capable, you can do this. Why?
I think it's funny that we'll see if she discusses anything other than her weight, because that's what this is about. We'll see if she discusses anything else.
Aren't you doing this? Like, let me take your shoulders and shake you. I'm so frustrated. I genuinely feel like they'll leave feeling frustrated. And do I agree with that? Absolutely. 100%.
Isn't it funny that the only thing she discusses is that people would feel frustrated because she's not taking her weight seriously? Yeah, that's a frustration. And I think people were frustrated about that in the beginning, and then it petered out because they were like, oh, this is not going to change. We're just going to see a cycle over and over again. And you know, they stopped believing that you would actually put in any effort. So then it turned to, well, let's take a deeper look at this person and realize that you are just really not a very nice person. And I think that, yes, whilst people would be frustrated with the fact that you have never really put in any sort of effort towards your weight and getting it under control and trying to save your life, even cancer didn't scare you enough to do that. I think that the bigger focus would be your treatment of others. Absolutely.
Our dog Twinkie dies.
Oh my God, that's so sad. The answer is no. Twinkie is my heart and my soul.
What'd they say?
Oh my God. With that, absolutely. 100%.
Would you get another dog if Twinkie dies?
Oh my God, that's so sad. The answer is no. Twinkie is my heart and my soul. Without her, like, I don't even want to think about it. Like, I'm going to be devastated, and I don't want another dog to take her spot.
But you did with the cats. You didn't really care about that. Gracie May was gone. You were like, time to get a new cat. Then you got Wasabi after Gracie May ran away. Then you got Scarlet. Gave Scarlet back. Didn't really give a fuck about that. Then you got Jax. Gave Jax to Destiny's mom. And then you let Rarity loose. And you're pretending a little bit. You try and squeeze out a tear in your dry eyes about it, but there's just something there that doesn't sit right. Seems like it's untruthful or deceitful, and it just doesn't feel right. Because you gave up. You gave up on Rarity so quickly. I cut out a question because it had to do with Harry Potter, and I don't support Harry Potter or Joanne on this page. So, you're not getting any free promo from me, you transphobe. Anyways.
Hi, Amber. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to send you a voice memo. My mom and I watch all of your videos. Aww. And our question is, how do you measure success beyond the scale? Okay, love you. Bye.
Love that.
Okay, well, she isn't a successful person. I mean, financially, yeah, sure, because people love watching her crash and burn, and they love her side characters, and they love watching what's going to happen in the next season of her life. But I would not consider her a successful person whatsoever, not in the least. Especially since, I'm sorry, you being a side chick, that's fucked up.
Oh my God, hello to you and your mother. So I measure success beyond the scale in so many different ways. Like, are we talking mentally, emotionally, physically? I don't even know. So we're just gonna go with physically. For me, it's easy. It's the way that I walk, the speed that I walk, and the stamina and the breathing that I'm experiencing. Like, I was just talking to my mom about it when we went to the casino last. I'm like walking through this casino, like nothing's wrong. Like, I was walking quicker than usual.
Sure.
I was waddling less. It's because even though I had only been down like 6 pounds, it's 6 pounds of heavy water weight that I was experiencing. And when
at my size, losing 6 pounds is pretty significant. And I do see a difference. And I feel a difference. At over 500 pounds, losing that much, I'm sorry, it's just not. Because Amber and I are about the same height. And it would be equivalent to me losing a half a pound. That would not show any difference. I would still be walking in a very similar manner. I would still feel very very in a very similar way. I think it's psychosomatic for her.
When that comes off of like my legs, especially because I have lymphedema and lipedema, like I feel so completely different. And I know like you can't understand that unless you experience it and have my type of body. But I'm telling you, if someone took away the scale and I strictly had to just go based on the way my body feels, 1,000%, it's the way that my stamina is and the way that I walk and the way.
Oh, she would hit 700 pounds real quick if they took away the scale, because at least there's some sort of measure for her to be like, uh-oh, my viewers are going to get mad.
Way that my legs feel. I hope that's what you were asking. I don't know.
Hey Amber, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. I'm currently sick. Hope the third baby was okay. So you have to tricky for me. My question is, what do you think is like the biggest trigger for you to binge eat or go off track? Yeah, hope you have a good day. Bye.
Oh, thank you. And I hope you feel
Hot
better
Cheetos.
soon. And Tweaky, she said hello. Yeah, she did. So my biggest trigger for me to fall off track is two things. Either one, when I get in the headspace of like, I literally just don't care. That's a danger zone for real. The second thing is like emotional eating. If I'm feeling extremely depressed or lonely, or if I have a lot of anxiety that day, like that genuinely sends me down like a spiral of like.
I just don't understand. If you have such bad anxiety all the time, consider medication. Even your new therapist said that. Consider medication, because if you're truly feeling anxious all the time, 24/7, on the verge of a panic attack, that's not healthy. So perhaps get some duloxetine, perhaps some sertraline. I don't know. Something.
I need to like do something that makes me feel good, and eating does that for me. Eating does that for a lot of people.
Hey Amberlynn, I hope you excuse my German accent, but I
I
wanted
love
to
it.
ask you if you ever get jealous if you see, for example, girls that are skinny. Do you like feel that you get jealous of them, or do you like envy them for like, let's say, fitting in the beauty standards when, like in the typical beauty standards, when you yourself you don't? I would really appreciate for you to answer honestly. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. So it's kind of crazy. The only time I experience like true jealousy is in a relationship. I know that sounds crazy, but no, I don't get jealous of skinny people or girls that.
Part of me believes that, in the sense that she thinks she is so perfect that who could compare to her. But I also think that she gets jealous when she can't do things, or if she sees other people getting attention that she doesn't get. I think that she does get jealous in that sense.
That fit in the beauty standard, like you said. Like, I don't get jealous of that. I more so like get frustrated with the fact.
She also says, she said a couple of times that if she was skinny, she would be in LA, and if she was skinny, she wouldn't have dated Destiny or Beck. So take that how you will.
Like, why can't we all be beautiful regardless of the number on the scale?
Hi, Amberlynn. My name's Chris, and I'm a huge fan of yours. I really admire how you consistently stay so positive in the face of so much negativity.
Positive? She's one of the most negative people on this platform. And that's coming from me, Negative Nancy over here.
And truth be told, you're really cute. My question is, how do you think your life might have been different if you'd been put up for adoption as a young child instead of...
Who'd you pay? Who'd you pay? Who'd you pay? Come on. You needed to come through with the male validation.
...going into foster care and having your parents coming in and out of your life? I know you have a great relationship with your mother now, but do you think having had a family who loved you throughout all those difficult years would have given you a better life today? I'm an adoptee myself, and I'm forever grateful to my birth mother, whom I recently connected with,
Oh,
made the
Lord.
decision to put me up for adoption when she could not properly care for a baby. Is this something you ever think about? Thanks.
Thank you for the question, and I am so emotional. You have to give me a second. So thank you for sharing your story. This does make me emotional because I have two brothers that were put up for adoption when they were babies. One of them did find us a few years ago, and he's been in my life ever since. And the other one I think about literally daily, and I miss him so much. I wonder how he's doing, where he's at, but it was closed adoption, so I don't even know if he knows that I exist. But
I find that very interesting because she is such a public figure that it would be hard pressed for someone to not know something. I know it's a closed adoption, but I believe that those things become unsealed when they're like 18. I truly wonder if maybe that brother just doesn't want anything to do with this or the family, and I wouldn't blame him at all.
what you asked me is something that, especially when I was younger, like I asked myself a lot. I asked myself, why were my brothers adopted? Why wasn't I? I would ask myself not only wasn't I adopted, but my own parents still want to get better for me. Like, it was a lot of me feeling like I wasn't worthy.
And this is genuine upset, Amberlynn. She is really actually upset. And this, I don't blame her for being upset about. She had a terrible childhood. And the questions she has are very valid questions when it comes to this situation. Her asking why her parents didn't get better for, her family, for her, why she wasn't also put up for adoption. Understandable. Completely understandable. And the thing is with adoption in the system, it's that the ultimate goal is reunification. That's what they want to do, is they always want to reunify with the birth parents. And sometimes I think that kids like Amber kind of get lost in the system. And it's just very unfortunate. And I do actually feel for her in this situation. I really do. Because it's unfair. Parents have a duty to protect and love their child. They brought the child into this world. That's their responsibility. And I'm glad that Mama Lynn is doing much better, that she's sober, that they're reconnecting, that they're having a relationship now. But it doesn't take away the fact that she was not an active participant in Amber's life for formative years. So I do feel bad for her. And I do truly, honestly think that she is upset about this.
Wasn't worthy of love. Parents. Without a doubt, my life would be different right now if I would have been adopted. But as much as I had those questions of why am I not good enough? I am just a kid. Why am I not loved? Why am I not taken care of correctly, etc., etc. I'm glad that I wasn't adopted, because it's I don't know what my life would have looked like if I was. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. I don't fully know the reason, but I want to say that I am where I am because I'm supposed to be. Holy, yeah, this is heavy. This is a lot. Okay.
Hi, Amber. I've been watching you for years now, and I just wanted to say I really admire how unapologetically yourself you've been since day one, despite
But she has no sense of self.
all the negativity you get on a daily basis. It's clear you haven't let it change who you are at all, which is honestly kind of iconic, I guess.
Oh, it's iconic to be an asshole all the time and online. What an icon.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever come across another YouTuber who's so relentlessly consistent in what they put out there. What advice would you give to someone who wants to stay that true to themselves, even when people keep trying to tear them down?
Again, this is another example of I literally don't know how I do it, genuinely, because the truth is I don't know what I would tell someone else, because if someone else was getting the type of hate that I was getting, I wouldn't want them to have.
If someone else was doing the type of shit that you did to attract such hate, then they kind of deserve it. Making up fake allegations, abusing your partners time and time again, financially, emotionally, physically, intimidating your partners to the point that they are fearful of you harming them, separating your partners from their family, having horrendous relationships with family members in every single relationship you are in. Who cares about other things like physical image and stuff? It's who you are at the core that makes it a problem.
Have to endure that, to have to experience that. But if it was just the normal amount of hate, because yes, this is the internet and there is a normal amount of hate, I would tell them just know your worth, know that you are worth whatever passions you have for YouTube. If you enjoy it, you are worth it. You deserve to be able to be on this platform, and just know be yourself regardless of anything else, because you will find people who love you. You will find supporters. Just trust in the process and it will happen. I know it's easier said than done, for real, for real. Sometimes just putting a wall up between you and the negativity, and purposely finding an outlet to the positivity, it can really make you just focus in on that. And that's kind of what I do. I do not read the comments under my YouTube videos. I can't do it. Sometimes I will read the ones from my members, and I have all comments turned off on my Instagram, on my TikTok. The only comments that I actually read is for the community tab during this video, and then I allow myself to read my private messages on my Instagram, because that is where
And then I go on every reaction channel that has my name in it, no matter the size, and I watch their entire videos. And then I get mad when they call me out on things.
All the support is, because I'm trying to block off the hate, but I'm trying to go tunnel vision into the positive so I can stay in that little Delulu area. All right, you guys, now we're gonna go on to tea or tail. So this is simply where I am taking some rumors that I hear floating around, and I'm gonna tell you if that's tea or tail. So the first one is Destiny's mom hated Amberlynn.
Yes.
So the reason why I feel like this is like being talked about a lot lately is because the whole live stream between Beck and Destiny that they did. And I'm just gonna let you know now that I loved and adored Destiny's mom. When me and Destiny were actually in a relationship together,
Destiny's mom domed you with a K-cup holder. And you talk shit about her, and you talk shit about Destiny's family. So, and Mendy really tried to help you and then told you to get off your ass and do something with your life instead of just sitting around and eating on camera. There is no way you liked her.
and we lived with Destiny's mom, things did get rocky. Yes, it did. I want to cast light on the love that we had for each other. When me and Destiny broke up and I was with Beck, me and Destiny's mom would message each other a lot. And she saw that I was unhappy and she saw how badly I needed someone without me even having to tell her. She would call me her adoptive daughter, and then that transpired to literally I was just her daughter. I have text messages of her begging me to come live with her and saying things like, come home, come to me. I want to.
Destiny, come out and tell the truth, because this is bullshit. I don't believe that for a second.
Be there for you. And these are messages that like I'm gonna hold on to forever because I loved her dearly. Yes, we had rocky times when me and Destiny were living with her, but after that and after me and Destiny broke up, me and her mom got extremely close. So it's hard for me to like see all these negative things being said because that's not the.
That's so odd too. I don't know. That feels very. Every time she talks about like, oh, well, Beck's mom loved me. There was so much love there. And then Destiny's mom, yeah, Mendy just absolutely loved me too. Wanted me to live with her. Oh, come home. You're my daughter. After the way you treated Destiny, I don't think so.
The truth. That's not the correct narrative. Like I remember after she passed away, Destiny actually sent me a video of her mom filming, and in the video, it was like a private video that no one ever saw. And in the private video, like her mom is saying how much she loves me. And it's just like, it means the world to me because she was there for me when I felt like I had nobody. Just give me a second. Okay, on to the next one. It takes years to diagnose someone with BPD. So that's not true. It could take a couple weeks to a couple months.
No, nope, no, it cannot. Because we saw, like I said, the therapist talking about how you have to create a sort of relationship with someone, and that if you diagnose someone very early on, you really haven't done your due diligence with it. No, she probably saw someone for a day and was like, yup, I'm BPD Lynn, I'm BPD.
For me, it took 8 months where I had a weekly appointment with my psychologist. And the last one is Amberlynn loves to brag about being the sidechick.
Yes.
Literally no. Just imagine
literally yes.
knowing someone for almost a year and being in.
You literally did it in this video. You were talking about how like you bragged about it in this video before that, and when you were actively being the side chick. Are you kidding?
A relationship with them for more than half of that and finding out that everything is a lie. You would be pissed too. The whole thing is messy and I hate every single last fraction of it, and I wish it would all just disappear. All right,
then
so
stop talking about it.
Choices.
Oh god. Great. I'm gonna answer them.
Doodads in here, so let's pick 5 random ones. 1, 2.
Just skip
3,
this part.
4, 5. Have you ever taken a call or texted during sex? The answer is yes, I have.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about personal things in my life.
I have taken a call. If your partner wanted to have sex with you with a full clown makeup on, would you be down? Absolutely not. That is not my cup of tea at all. Have you ever had sex with someone you met on Tinder? Tinder, no. Online, yes. I've never.
These are all sex questions. I guess I won't be answering then, because I don't really talk about that.
Never even had a Tinder before. Have you ever used a vegetable as a sex toy? Oh my god, absolutely not. Would you sleep with a really sexy person even though they had horrific BO? Sure.
They would be going tit for tat for that.
Because like, can't you just like wash up your armpits and then put on some deodorant beforehand? Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this Let's Talk, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Wow, okay, so once again, here we are at the end of the videos. Oh, what a nightmare it's going to be to edit. What have we learned today, class? that Amberlynn does not give a fuck that she was a side chick. In fact, she's quite proud of it. And she will continue to flaunt this fact for anyone who cares to listen. She does not think she has any sort of culpability in what transpired between her, Brittany, and Erica. And she thinks that Brittany is wrong for being upset that she was the other woman in the relationship. She just truly thinks that she is blameless in every activity. Things happen to her. She never has a part in what happened. Cool. Love that. Love that for us as the audience. Well, that is going to do it for me today. Leave a comment down below if you so choose. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps me get to my goal of 500, which would be really, really, really awesome. Leave a like if you are so inclined to, or a dislike. I don't really care either way. You're entitled to your opinion, even if it is wrong. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!